Okay, you two can just chill over there while I, try and fix this problem. I am a trained professional, after all. Right, so anyone who... I saw that shadow. Oh, look at you. Look at you. I'll just lay right here and pretend I'm dead, and then when he walks by, I'll jump him. It'll be so funny. No, not falling for that. You thought you were so clever.
This is Benson, Tram Engineering. We think we figured it out. Smith killed one. Listen, forget about shooting him in the body. You gotta cut off the limbs. Grab a cutter, anything like that. Cut him apart!
Just in case you missed out on the hint from earlier, there it is, reiterating to the player, if you are having difficulty with these enemies, focus on the arms and legs.
Isaac, be careful. Shooting them in the body didn't seem to work. Go for the limbs. Dismember them. That should do the job.
That's the third time the game has tried to reiterate this, and now it's giving you an official tutorial, part of dismemberment, as the best and most effective way to deal with these enemies. So at this point, because the game has now told you 4 times to do this, if you miss out on this and don't know what to do, it's kind of your own fault. So that loud noise is not, just don't pay attention to that loud noise.
Stasis will slow down fast objects and enemies. Looks like that door is malfunctioning, Isaac. Try using the stasis module you just picked up.
So yeah, stasis slows things down, which for certain enemies is going to be very, very important. And there's a stasis pack in case you need to refill on it. I have it fully upgraded at this point, so that'll help out later. Trust me on that. Oh, good, the bathroom. Because I'm sure at this point, Isaac would need to, make a stop at the bathroom after all that he's just gone through. And it's only just beginning.
Your stasis module should be able to help you with that arm mechanism.
So these are power nodes. I'll explain more about how useful and important they are when we get to a bench.
car 8 is trashed. We managed to get it back to the repair depot, but now the autoloader is fried. I need a stasis module brought down here now. If we don't get this piece of shit off the tracks, it's gonna jam up the whole system.
So yeah, this part requires you to go ahead and have it extend, and then stasis it, and then quickly make your way over here.
Replacing damaged tram car. Please stand by.
Isaac, you did it. The tram is blocking the whole system. When you get the computer online, you'll be able to call the tram from the control room. Faster the better. I can hear something crawling around out there.
You don't say. So by the way, even though at times you will get snuck up on from behind from these enemies, they actually programmed the enemy's AI to be a little bit more passive when they're behind you if you don't see them. The way they set this up is they actually had enemies only get real aggressive with you if you're looking at them. Otherwise, if you're not facing them, then they will be more passive and not be nearly as aggressive. They did that to try and reduce the amount of possible cheap kills against the enemy, or rather, against you by the enemy. So that's our first introduction to a new enemy. We will be seeing more of those later. Lovely looking fellow, isn't he? There he is. Yep, these guys are vicious. They take a lot of hits, and they can definitely hurt. You're probably looking at this wall going, oh gosh, the texture looks awful.
Isaac, I've patched into the deck security system. It took some work, but I've got the door to the maintenance bay unlocked. The data board should be somewhere inside.
Just reminding you guys that this game did come out back in 2008, and I do have its the graphics turned down to help smooth out the frame rate and the stuttering. Because sometimes one of the most annoying things in a shooter is having bad frame rate drops that affect whether or not you actually are able to aim and hit your target. Sure, the textures may look bad, but I will take better frame rate over bad textures and graphics any day. Oh, I think I said that wrong.
It's Kendra. It looks like the door to the storage room is locked. There should be a key somewhere in the maintenance bay.
What I was trying to say is I will take higher frame rate over better looking graphics any day. So if I wasn't looking at that guy, he'd be a little bit more passive. Just like this guy over here, he's like, I'll just kind of slowly wander over. I love it when they wander next to an explosive and I just shoot the explosive. I can also, well, I can't yet because I don't have the kinesis yet. But when we get the kinesis, I can literally just pick it up and toss it at them like as if I'm using the Force, like a Jedi. Lots and lots of ammo. You know, I'm starting to wonder if maybe turning the music down was a bad idea. Since the music actually helps cue you into an enemy showing up. Alright, well that's where we need to go, but we need to go upstairs first. There's bodies all over the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies... Sorry. I may turn the music back up. Again, because I'm on YouTube, I have to be very cautious about it because copyright. And yes, I have had some copyright issues from EA in the past. Hello? He was like, you're gonna have to get past me first. Oh, my legs. Oh! Text log. USG Ishimura, Aerospace Engineering Department, Shuttle Repairs Invoice. What's really awful is when they decide to attack you when you're, like, looking at a log. Mission Day 2. Faulty 4 Gyro, Vessel, USG Ish SO3. Replace, now functional. Mission Day 3. Faulty SD Scope, Vessel, USG... Still in repair. Mission Day 4. Damage landing repulsors vessel. Complete replacement. Now functional. Damage 4 and left 4 viewports. Vessel USG SO4. Replaced. Now functional. Engineer notes. JF Wright, Second Engineer, Maintenance Bay. How nice of you to be patient and just wait for me to finish looking at that log before you decide to pop out and try to attack me. Sometimes these guys are just polite, and they're just like, alright, fine, I'll wait to try to attack and kill you, but, you know, until you're done reading the log. Believe it or not, there can be quite a bit of comedy going through these games. Whether it's comedy courtesy of the game itself, or whether it's comedy you make yourself while playing the game. Yeah, so this is the bench. So, let me go ahead and show you how this works in this game compared to how it later works in... Well, let me tell you one of the things they changed in the remake that I've already noticed that I'm really appreciating. So here's the plasma cutter. You'll notice that there are spaces in between. There's this space here. So what you have to do is you start off here. And you can get right away 2 upgrades. But then you have to place a node here to get to either of these upgrades. Or to this upgrade here. And it was always annoying having to spend some unnecessary nodes in certain spots that didn't get me anything to get to an upgrade I wanted. What I've noticed in the remake is they have gotten rid of that. They know that was an annoying thing that players hated. So now they have made every single spot in this grid here give you some kind of upgrade in return. And I love that. I cannot express to you how much I love that change that they've done in the remake. Here, it was just like, oh, man, I have to... If I want to get to, say, this, I have to spend like 4 or 5 nodes just to get there. And it was so annoying to have to do that. Now, I want to make something very clear about the nodes as well in this version of the game. Now, they've seemed to have changed this in the remake with a new system called security clearance. In this game, you had to carry around at least one node with you because there are rooms that are locked off to you unless you have a power node with you. A power node will actually unlock those special secret rooms. So you always had to carry around at least one node with you in case you found these rooms. And there's at least 4 or 5 rooms that require a power node to get inside. So you are not only having to use nodes to unlock rooms, but you're also having to use up and waste nodes to get upgrades for other things. So just to go ahead and reiterate what I was saying before, the plasma cutter is fully upgraded, my rig is fully upgraded with air and HP, and the stasis module is also fully upgraded. Now, what I've noticed is that they've actually combined the kinesis and stasis into the rig upgrades in the remake. The kinesis was also very easy, though, because it's only 3 upgrades to increase the range, but it is, one of those things. It's like, yep, I'm kind of glad it's all just kind of combined now.
That's it, Isaac. Take the board back to tram control and slot it into the computer array. That should get the tram system back online.
He was being really sneaky there. He was sneaking up like, I'll get him. He's looking over here, and he'll never see me come. Oh, he turned on me. Ah! Like I said, there are times where this game can be quite funny. Unintentionally funny is how I would put that. Oh, wait. I see you there. Trying to pull the old sneakaroo on me, huh? There are times it actually does get me where I forget to check the room. Because I'll see something and be like, oh, I'll go grab it. And then they pop up and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I forgot that. It is amusing to watch people play this for the first time and that gets them. And just hearing their reactions. Whether it's a scared reaction or it's laughing hysterically reaction. Where, they're laying there and all of a sudden they just jump right back up to try to get them. And it just looks hilarious. It really does. It's like, I saw the shadow. I saw you back there.
Tram control computer now online. Shipwide tram system reinitialized. All trams now operational. Tram arriving at flight deck station. Quarantine lifted.
All right, we're on board and heading to the bridge. Good work.
Strange. The quarantine just lifted.
Whatever was in the flight lounge must have left. That's lucky for us. Isaac, get back to the Kellion and prep it for launch. We'll find out what we can from the bridge and meet you there.
If we live that long... You're out of your league, Hammond. This is suicide. We're going to die out here.
Your lack of confidence in me is duly noted, Miss Daniels. But I have a mission to complete, and that's exactly what I am going to do, with or without you. Do we understand each other?
Just get us out of here alive.
I'm holding off on talking about any of the differences between Daniels and Hammond until we ever get to the remake. Because I've noticed it right away, but that's because, one, they had to, I guess, change the actors. But also change the writing and dialogue because, well, they had to add in Isaac actually participating in these conversations. Because, again, you'll notice Isaac is not saying a word. He's just listening in while they do all the talking. And it always just bothered me that he never said a single word during this entire experience. All this happens and he never says a single word. It always bothered me. So that was the first thing I was happy about when I heard it. Well, let me say that again. When I first heard that one of the major changes they were doing for the remake was that he was going to have the voice of Gunnar Wright play him in the remake, I was like, oh, thank you. That's just going to immediately make things better for me. So I've yet to use the stasis on an enemy here. Let's go ahead and do this. Although, never mind, he's making a run for it. Get back here, you coward! Okay. So yeah, once you fully upgrade that, it can be very effective. Which, trust me, later on, it's going to pay off a lot.
Isaac, we made it to the bridge. It's a nightmare up here. No survivors. We're going to try to get to the command computer. Wish us luck.
Good luck. Hello. It is funny, like, once you take them apart, that their body parts just kind of go slowly floating around.
Detected. Hull damage critical. Evacuate immediately.
Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
Immediately.
Well, there goes our ride. Looks like we're stuck here.
Collision detected in the main hangar bay. Emergency crews have been notified.
What the hell is happening down there? What happened to the shuttle?
That was our ride home. It's the only way off the ship.
Kendra,
No, Hammond! This changes everything!
just let me think. Can you access the command computer?
It's no good. There's an executive lockdown of all primary systems. Without the captain's authorization, I can't access them.
Well, where's the captain?
Here he is. Captain Benjamin Matthias. Location? Med lab. Status? Deceased.
What? How?
I can't access that information. Find the captain and you'll find his rig. With his authorization codes, I can crack this computer wide open.
Damn it. Isaac, I'm sending the tram back to your location. Get to the medical deck and find that rig as fast as you can.
What was that?
I'll give you two guesses. It's like, I'll give you two guesses what that was, Daniels. By the way, always stomp on the bodies of your enemies because they drop loot most of the time if you do that. Whether it's currency, whether it's ammo, very helpful, especially if you're playing on higher difficulties, and especially if stuff like ammo and resources are just harder to get. Thank you for the lights. So we're going to be approaching our first store of the game because we're approaching the end of Chapter 1 here. Which will allow us to take a look at the level 6 suit. But first, we make a stop at the bathrooms. So there's another bench here in case you want to use that. So, this is the store. Because in case some people were like, what in the world is going on with all this credits? You have to buy stuff in this? So there's a store here to allow you to be able to have the opportunity to get other things. So as you'll see, I have not even purchased the other guns in this game because, as I told you, I was going for a plasma cutter only run. So before we deal with the other weapons, because I actually do want to try and see if I can show off the other weapons for you guys in this run. And you can also buy more power nodes for 10,000 each, which becomes very helpful for trying to level stuff up. Because there is also an achievement for this game for leveling up all your suit upgrades, but every gun in the game, which includes plasma cutter, the line gun, the pulse rifle, the flamethrower, the force gun, the ripper, and the contact beam. So let me go ahead and talk about these real quick, because it's interesting hearing opinions about people's feelings about the different guns in this game. Obviously, the plasma cutter is wonderful. It's a classic. It's beloved, and for good reason. It's a fantastic weapon. Or rather, it's a fantastic tool used as a weapon, because remember, this is a high-energy mineral cutter. That's what this is supposed to be. And that's kind of one of the things that is appealing for a lot of people, including myself, is that Isaac is using some of these things that are actually supposed to be tools for either mining or engineering as weapons against these things. So we then have the line gun, a wide-beamed slicer with timed mines, an excellent weapon for the way that this works for the dismemberment system. The pulse rifle. Now, this is going to sound weird, but I'm one of the few who actually like this weapon. There's a lot of people I've heard say that they hate this gun. They think it's terrible. I don't agree. I've always liked the pulse rifle. I've always enjoyed it, you know, and plus it also has, I think in this version it has the mine secondary fire. The flamethrower. It's alright. It's definitely useful for one specific type of enemy in this game, but it can be useful against other enemies. The problem is sometimes it just doesn't help with like crowd control, like the other weapons. Some of the other weapons can. It's okay, but I wish it could be more. The force gun, a short-range kinetic booster device. This is a shotgun. That's as plain as I can put it. This is effectively a shotgun, which is fantastic against enemies in this franchise. The Ripper, a remote industrial saw. It's kind of fun, it's okay, but not a huge fan of it. And then the contact beam, a heavy damage energy projector. I would honestly say this is my least favorite gun in the entire franchise. I really am not fond of the contact beam. But first things first, level 6 suit. Man, it's even easier to see your stasis level on this suit than before. So, this is your... you can be able to look at your inventory and have the opportunity to actually sell things for a certain amount of credits if you're low on money. And then this is the safe where you can go ahead and move your stuff here. So, let's go ahead, because we have a lot of credits, we're going to go ahead and start buying the weapons. Any weapons we don't have equipped, we can go ahead and store away in the safe. Hold on.
Red weapon icon.
Whoops.
Your weapon has no ammo in its clip.
So yeah, if I'm going to utilize these weapons, what I'm going to have to do is instead move some ammo. So what I'm probably going to have to end up doing, of course, if I also want to acquire the other weapons, I'm going to have to go ahead and move them into the safe. So this is going to be this is an interesting dilemma I face. If I want to start working on upgrading these, I'm going to have to go ahead and acquire some of the, not only the weapons, but also the ammo, which, fortunately, because I got the schematics when I first played this game, you can be able to have the option of actually buying the ammo for your weapons. Plasma energy for the plasma cutter, line racks for the line gun, ammo for the pulse rounds for the pulse rifle, flame fuel for the flamethrower, force energy for the force gun, ripper blades for the ripper, and contact energy for the contact beam. So these should be all the schematics I believe I can get in the game. So, and I have plenty of credits, so it's more so a matter of just having the space as opposed to having the money, because I do have the money right now. So for now, what I'm going to do is move that to the safe. Because it's a good thing I also have lots of nodes, because these things are going to need some upgrades if they're going to be nearly as effective as my plasma cutter is right now. Because this is obviously my most effective and strongest weapon right now, whereas these other ones just don't have any upgrades to them right now. So once they do have upgrades, they will be better and fine, but yeah. Otherwise, it's like, Although apparently they each have some initial ammo right away. So that's how the pulse rifle fires. That's how the line gun fires, and you can see why it's very effective in a situation like this. And then here's the force gun. There's the mine it just launched. Wait, hold on. Oh, so that's the secondary fire. So they changed it to a proximity mine in the remake. Although it looks like that's what they also did kind of here as well. Huh. So, I'm going to go ahead and spend a bit of time working on the weapons as well as ammo and upgrades and such for these other weapons because, well, I kind of need to if they're going to be nearly as effective as the plasma cutter. When we come back, we'll be starting Chapter 2, when we head to the medical wing to try and find the captain's body so we can get the codes to kind of make things a little easier for us. Stay tuned.